At the moment, lullaby, right now, get up. At the moment,
It's a Lumix production.
lullaby, I see the
Welcome back to my YouTube channel, La Math Theory. I remember your one and only, D-Labs, aka what? Mommy, like my friends do what? Call me. You know that under this wonderful channel, we stop at what? Episode what? Episode 17. Today we are moving on to what? We are moving on to episode what? Episode 18. So grab your pen, grab your paper, and have something to what? To write down for this what? For this wonderful class and wonderful what? Lecture. So in our last episode, so that episode 17, today we're moving on to what? Episode 18. So under episode 18, what are we going to talk about? We're going to talk about the what? The roots of what? Of a quadratic what? Quadratic equation. We all know about quadratic equation. So a quadratic equation is the one that is having an exponent. The variable is having what? Raised to power 2, raised to power 3, and so on and so what? And so forth. Now, before I forget, happy resumption to the pupils and what? And students. And I wish them what? All the best in their what? In their new what? New classes. So now let's go back to what? To today's business. So we have what? Roots of what? Of a quadratic what? Equation. So where we are going to be looking for our what? Our alpha and our what? And our beta. Okay, so let's go. So if alpha and beta are the roots of the what? Of the equation. Then if s, so we now say if s minus what? Alpha, then s minus what? Minus what? Beta equals to what? 0. Okay, so now we can now expand this one. We can expand it by saying s times x, which is what? X squared. Are we together? So x minus this, that is x what? X beta minus x minus alpha times x, that is s what? S alpha minus times minus, that is plus alpha what? Alpha beta equals what? 0. Are we together now? So I'm now going to have x squared minus s alpha minus x what? S beta plus alpha what? Alpha beta equals to 0. So we have x squared, are we together? Minus x is common here, so I'm going to have alpha plus what? Plus beta plus alpha what? Alpha beta equals to 0. Are we together now? Now, you know, when we are dealing with factorization, under factorization we talk about the what? The sum and the what? And the product. After from the sum and the product, we also talk about what? The coefficient. Now, what is the coefficient of x here? So the coefficient of x squared here is what? Is 1. So the coefficient of s equals to what? 1. Now the sum of the roots of the sum of the root, this is the sum of the root, which is what? We have alpha plus what? Alpha plus beta. Now we have the product of the root. The product of the root is alpha what? Alpha beta. Are we together now? Okay. So now when we have this at alpha beta, so we want to get our a and what? And b for what? For the alpha beta. So let's call this one equation what? Equation 1. Are we together now? So if we still remember this equation, which says ax squared plus bs plus c equals to what? 0. Now we are going to divide through by what? By a here. So we are going to say ax squared divided by a plus bs over what? A plus c over what? A equals to what? 0. So a cancel a. So I'm having x squared plus b x over a plus c over what? A equals to what? 0. Now I will now come back to this. So I will say my sum, which is what? Which is alpha plus beta. So alpha plus beta equals to this. Are we together now? Equals to this, which is b over what? Over a is having minus here. So minus, which is this minus. So we have our product. Our product is what? Alpha what? Alpha beta. So our alpha beta is what? Is c over what? Over a. So this is actually where we are what? We are going. Are we together now? Okay. Now that we have this, that we've already proved it. So now, let's call this one equation 2. Now, when we have this one now, so now let's take a short break. So when we come back, we are going to solve what? Example. Our sum, alpha and beta equals to minus b over a. The product is alpha beta over what? Equals to what? C over what? A. So the question now says, find the sum and the product of the roots of the equation where we have 4x minus 5x minus 7 equals to what? Equals to 0. So we can now say solution where we have 4x squared minus 5x minus 7 equals to 0. So I'm going to divide through by what? By 4. So I'm going to have 4x squared divided by 4 minus 5x over 4 minus 7 over what? 4 equals to 0. So 4 cancel 4. Are we together? So we have x squared minus 5x over what? 4 minus 7 over what? 4 equals to 0. Now, let's now go back to what? Our formula here, which is what? The sum. So our sum is alpha plus beta equals to minus what? A over b. The product is what? Alpha beta equals to. So now, but our equation 1 here is telling us that we have x squared minus s open bracket what? Alpha plus beta close bracket plus alpha beta equals to what? 0. Now our sum. So sum is minus what? Minus b over what? A. Then product equals to c over what? A. Okay. Now this will be our sum. This will be our what? Product. So sum equals to minus 5 over what? 4. You close the bracket. Then our product is what? So minus 7 over what? 4. Are we together now? So we have sum equals to minus times minus, that is plus. So we have 5 over what? 4. Then our product is what? Product is minus 7 over what? 4. So now we can now go back to this equation what? Equation 1, where we have x squared minus s. We have alpha what? Alpha plus beta plus alpha what? Alpha beta equals to what? 0. So we have x squared minus, this is our sum is what? Our sum is 5 over 4. Then this one is what? Minus 7 over what? 4 equals to 0. So we are back here. Are we together now? So it shows that we know what we are doing. So that is it. Okay, so this will be the first example. So let's now look at what? The second example. So I'll be right back. We're going to take a short break. So when we are back, we are going to do the what? Example 2.
At the moment, right now.
Back to Lamarck theorem. So now let's start look at this second what? Example, where we have find a quadratic what? Equation whose roots are what? 3 plus or minus what? Root 2. So solution. So we have let our alpha be 3 plus root 2 and our beta to be 3 minus what? Minus root 2, because this is plus and what? Minus. Are we together now? Now our sum, we're going to find sum for. Sum is what? alpha plus what? Plus beta. Okay, then our product is what? Product is alpha what? Alpha beta. Okay, now let's start with sum for our alpha is 3 plus root 2. Then we have 3 minus what? Minus root 2. No, sorry for this. So we have 3 plus root 2 plus 3 minus what? Minus root 2. That is for the what? For the sum. Now we now say we can now collect like times here. We say 3 plus 3 plus root 2 minus what? Minus root 2. So root 2 cancel root 2. So we have what? 6. That is for the what? For sum. Okay, now let's now look for what? For the product. This is the product. So the product is alpha and what? Product. Let's do it here. Product. So product. Alpha and beta. So we have 3 plus root 2, close the bracket, then 3 minus what? Root 2. So we have 3 times 3, this is 9. 3 minus times root 2, that is minus 3 root 2. That is plus root 2 times 3, that is 3 root 2. Plus times minus, that is minus, that's root what? 4. So we have 9. This cancel this, which is 0. So 9 minus what? Root 4. So we have 9 minus 2. So we have what? 7. So our sum is 6. Then our product is what? 7. Okay, let's now go back to what? Our equation 1. So equation 1 says x squared minus s, open bracket, alpha plus beta plus alpha beta. Okay, so x squared, are we together now? What is our alpha beta plus alpha beta, which is sum, which is equal to is what? 6. That is 6s plus what? Plus 7. So this is a what? A quadratic what? A quadratic what? Equation. We can also what? So this will be our what? Our final answer. So this will be our final answer for today. So in the next episode, we are moving on to what? Episode 19. So thank you for watching. Thank you for your like. Thank you for your subscription. God bless everyone. And God bless everyone that is watching the what? This is a wonderful what? Lamar Theory channel. I am your one and only Day Labs, aka my mommy. Till we meet again in the next episode. Have a love.